Hello and welcome to episode we don't even know anymore. The latest episode of
the latest
Journeys in Fandom. Yes.
Yeah. We're back.
We've
feels like
been
an
away
age.
for a month. Yes.
Not intentional.
There was nothing on TV.
No. And well, you didn't complete your homework, so that's
in my defence, if I may, in my defence, I kind of have a full-time job and then a full-time job. And then I like to sleep occasionally, so I realised that I don't actually have time to watch TV.
Fair enough.
I did suggest to my girlfriend that we watch Traitors, and she's basically said, "I've heard of it. It's not something interesting." And I went, "Damn, that's my TV viewing time. I've ruined it.
Never mind.
My plan has failed." But hey, never mind.
No, yes, life just got in the way, and a month disappeared.
So.
Well, nearly 2 months have disappeared like nobody's business. Where did that go?
It can't have been 2 months.
Well, it was Royal Rumble, which was the end of January.
Oh yeah, January. Oh god, It is 2 months.
So we had an extra day in Feb, and we still managed not to do anything in Feb, and then nearly all of March is gone.
Oh well, it's Easter next week. Yay.
Yeah, and obviously it's early this year, isn't it? It always confuses me.
Yeah.
But with Doctor Who coming out in May, spoilers for our news section, I think we will make up for it in the May, June, July period of this year.
Yes, as we go weekly.
As we go, oh good God, it's going to be clear the calendar. It's going to be hell.
Yeah. All joking aside, do you reckon we will go weekly? Will we literally watch Doctor Who, then rant for 20 minutes like we did with the other episodes?
I think I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for giving it a go and see how many episodes we can go. And I could probably squeeze it out ready on a Monday. Once you get in the flow, it's relatively simple. Yeah. It's just getting into the flow of just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to do one of these from a hotel room kind of thing because early June I'm at UK Games Expo.
So no excuse.
I mean, I'll do it from a hotel room. It'll be fine. It'll just be a little bit lit differently, darling.
A bit janky. Yeah, we can work around that.
Yeah, it'll be great. Me and Travelodge. Hello, the beans taste of arse. Make it stop.
Actually, the Travelodge internet access may well put a hinder to that. It might have to less video, more audio. Might have to be on that thing. You might have to phone it in, literally.
Yeah. I might have to use the technology of iPhone.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to that. Might be quite fun. Bit of technology, just to get in the way.
Yeah, I can also tell you how Games Expo is as well. That'd be good fun.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there's an extra episode. We do 2 episodes in one.
God.
Yes. So what's happened?
To the news.
Loads of stuff. So we've got a Doctor Who trailer, which we'll watch in a minute.
Yeah. Wrestling things happened.
Yeah, WrestleMania is two weeks away. I was looking at it this morning. Yeah. So that's coming on board quite nicely, actually.
We planned it.
Yeah, we didn't have The Rock, did we? Well, we did the Royal Rumble review, and then The Rock arrived, dropped the ball, managed to pick up the ball again, and it now seems to be rolling quite nicely.
Yeah. So,
what other news do we do? There was a Doctor Who thing, and I can't.
that helps.
I've done my homework. Besides the trailer,
there was a Doctor Who thing.
Of course, obviously it's being aired in May, isn't it? Eurovision weekend, May the 11th. Yeah, 11th, and they've called it, and it did make me laugh. It's Who Vision Weekend, but it looks like Whore Vision. It's like one letter short. And it just like, I look at it and go, no, maybe not.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear. So that's that weekend. But that was the big thing. The timings of it. Have you seen the rage over the timings?
I don't see any rage. I'm rage proof, mate.
So it's being simulcasted.
Isn't it available on bloody Doodad a day before we get it?
No, it's on at the same.
No?
It's on at the same time.
Right.
So it's been released to Disney Plus and BBC iPlayer. I know at the same time, like midnight or something.
Right.
So the Americans, technically they get it earlier because they're 5 hours minimum behind us. So yes, they do get it.
Yeah, I saw something saying it was like May the 10th for Disney Plus, and 11th for iCloud. What the heck?
So technically we get it later, but we don't if you're willing to stay up till midnight to watch it. And it's going to be shown then normal time on TV, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, later in the day. So actually, if they do that every weekend, I don't know if they're going to do that every weekend, we could get ahead of the game and watch it in the morning and get the episode. This is actually working in our favour. Certainly for the first one, we could watch it Saturday morning and record it. Well, you're probably in your 10th job, you probably won't be there, but hypothetically, we could record it during the daytime. And I've got things to do. It's not as if I just sit on my arse all day waiting to record this podcast. I actually have got things to do as well. So maybe we won't. Maybe we'll do it at night time.
No, what Tim's actual day job is, he just sits there waiting for me to go, podcast today, podcast, yes.
Just
sat
like
ready.
This, in front of the microphone.
Tim doesn't exist outside of this room. He's actually I've just willed him into existence.
I am just like an AI bot, and that's all I do is just sit.
Yes,
so that was the controversy, and I'm sure back in the day, I'm sure there was rage, but there didn't seem to be as much rage as there was there used to be back in the day for stuff like that when Americans get things before us. But it's very
at least
much
it's
Disney.
The same day we're getting it. It used to be 6 months beforehand.
Yeah, at least it's a couple of hours. If you're willing to stay up, I'm not staying up till midnight to watch it. I'll just watch it the next day. Might even just watch it on telly.
I'm too old to stay up that late.
No thanks.
Yeah. Back in my day, the Yankees got stuff 6 months before we did.
Yeah, and the only thing you stayed up for was wrestling. But nowadays they don't even do that. So people are raging, but it's Disney, and I think now with the trailer as well, it really is Disney, isn't it? You can see this. Well, you'll see it.
I don't know. I've not seen the trailer yet.
But it's Disney all over. There's even the stamp on it, and we talked about, didn't we, previous episodes about ratings. They don't care about the ratings because they're streaming it. The Disney Plus in it. It's ratings are irrelevant because I think it's just been dumped all over.
Right.
So, shall we have a look at the trailer?
Yes.
Hopefully, this is all going to work smoothly. Give us a thumbs up if you can.
Are we going to get copyright? Are we going to get copyright strike for this?
No, because if we keep talking over it, it doesn't matter. I'm confident this time. Head in hands whimpering doesn't count as changing the format of it or whatever it was.
What, me crying doesn't count? Okay.
It doesn't count as a copyright strike. Right, 3, 2, 1.
Go. Hear it.
Give me the loving!
Where did he come from?
I don't know, he sort of popped up at the right moment. And then he spoke about time travel.
Ruby,
You want to know my secret?
I have the whole universe at my fingertips.
And I'm all on my own.
Okay, so we
I'd
got
love it
recap.
if you came with me.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Time may change me.
It's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space machine.
Is it safe?
No idea.
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
Oh,
What's wrong?
With all my adventures,
Never seen anything like this before.
Oh my, Bridgerton! This place is completely mad.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
Is that monster?
No, don't be silly. There's no such thing as monsters. They're just creatures you haven't met yet.
there are powers beyond the universe, so vast.
The whole world could slide into the pit. This is what we're trying to stop.
I'm still her mum. I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep her safe.
I will keep us safe. I promise.
It's taken me all this time to realize what I'm here to do. I'm gonna save the world.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Time may change me, but I can't trace time.
So we failed at the talking over, didn't we? Completely.
Oh no, copyrighty. Oh, Sodom. Anyway, yes, so there we go. It's flashy, isn't it? It's nice.
It is. That's that. The budget is on show.
Defo.
I have a horrid feeling that Ruby is Rose 2.0. That whole thing of I know what I'm here to do. I'm going to say, oh God, please don't. Just exist.
And also, the back of my mind, keep thinking, well, they've replaced her already, or haven't they? They've not really announced it. It's all a bit. They still haven't sorted that problem out.
No.
And I feel I like her. I really like her character, but I said that about all the other ones that I liked, and they've all ended up bad, except for Martha. But there's that little thing in the back of my mind thinking she's only going to be here for this one series, and it's like, yeah. Oh no, a couple of episodes, second series, but essentially this is a big one. What else? Actually, there was only really 3 or 4 episodes in that I'm seeing. A few dotted about, but you got the main one being the 60s one with Jinx Monsoon and the Beatles. That was loads of shots of that with the music and the notes and stuff. The Bridgerton-esque, whatever era one that one is.
That's the thing. The only ones they've shown are ones we've already seen bits of.
Yeah, there's like splatterings of other stuff.
Yeah.
But the majority of those were just those core episodes. Yeah. So it's still hiding stuff. I spotted Tennant in there, which again reminds me that he's still lurking out there in the universe, and that just still irks me. Still annoys me.
Yeah, we still angry about it. What I found interesting when you said, this is a TARDIS traveling in time and space, and is it safe? I don't know. You do know. You've literally been doing this for X years. You are fully aware if it is safe or not.
Yeah, so I still like them, and it's like, it's still it's exciting to actually want to watch it again. Which I'm still like, I want to see it because I like him and I like her. I can put aside the fact that she's going. I really hope they don't reference the 14th Doctor much, if at all. Let's just forget about it. It happened. There's another bit of news. Did you see? Moffat has written one of the episodes for this series. We announced it the other day on his this series, or was it next series? One of the two, but it was on his Instagram.
Okay, I have mixed feelings about this because the Moffat one-off episodes where he was not in charge were really good.
Yes, so I'm hoping. But then
Blink, Girl in the Fireplace, etc.
But then we had
the Moffat era, and I hate him.
But then we had the excited for RTD return, and that was not great, although it seems to have got better. So let's not get too excited for a Moffat Blink, because we're not going to get it.
My glasses are rose tinted, mate. These are rose tinted. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
No, I'm genuinely excited for it. It looks good. The trailer looks good.
Yeah.
It's Disney all over. That's the budget that they're throwing at it.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what it is, but nice.
What I'm going to be controversial now for a change. What I'm hoping is it is just solid and well written and does not rely on Ncuti Gatwa being awesome or the Disney budget. Is my fear, because what I don't want to do is try and mask an average story with flashy effects and a top quality actor. I would rather just have a solid foundation to go with, and then have those lift that higher rather than having average writing or bad writing, and then relying on the acting chops of your cast and the budget of Disney to make it good.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because it's all right having them flashy CGI, but if you've got no substance, as we've seen in previous seasons, you end up with this just dross. Yeah, and again, you've got like the old Marvel problem where you go, "This is garbage," but you're throwing a load of money at it, so it's technically watchable. Yeah. Yes, so that's good. So not long to go, really. Only a month and a bit. By the time we get another episode out, it might be time. We might be ready to go. Oh, he's drinking his tea. He's going to spit.
You almost got me. You almost got me.
I did see that bit. Good.
I think
Good,
in the cosmic balance of episodes, we're still on a good schedule. I think we had such a run in short succession. We go, I just need a breather.
Fair enough. Maybe it was just like a natural break before the chaos that will be made.
Yeah, and you sent me homework and suddenly went, I've got no time to do this. I failed horribly. I'm bad, I know. Have you watched Rebel Moon?
No, I've heard it's rubbish.
It is rubbish.
It was because that was Zack Snyder's attempt at Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yes, it's bad.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, I've avoided that. Oh, X-Men, the cartoon's out. That came out, started Thursday. I need to sit down and watch that. I might watch that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, apparently that's meant to be quite good. I haven't got a X-Men subscription, so I can't watch it.
Oh.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the main reason I knew it was coming back was all the memes of Rose ass.
Oh, and the Assgate, yeah.
Yeah, and the joke being that scene that they use is the only time she has an ass.
Yes. So people will say, well, she hasn't got a bottom. But
but she only had a bottom in one scene, literally that one. Yes, again, credit to my girlfriend for noticing that one for me. She's reported back and said, "Oh yes, by the way, the only reason is." I went, "Oh, fantastic, that has helped."
The internet. Yeah, he can't beat it for just rage, just misdirected rage more than anything else.
The internet is the worst, as we have talked about on this podcast a few times before.
Yes. No, I don't think I've watched. What else have I watched? I've just been watching random stuff that has been sort of on my to-watch list for a long time.
Yeah. Did you see that there's a new series with what's Falcon's name? Anthony Mackie?
Oh yeah.
That Twisted Metal, based on a computer game from like the 90s.
Oh, I read an article about him, but no, I didn't. I heard
I watched the first episode. I giggled. It was fun. So that might be one for the watch list.
Ah, cool.
So who knows? Admittedly, I'm basing my entire viewpoint on one episode. Yes, it's good. It might not be good. Who knows? It was fun.
Oscars. Oppenheimer won every Oscar near enough, didn't it?
Yes.
I've not seen that film yet. I do probably need to go sit down and see it because it does look really good.
Yeah.
I like Christopher Nolan's stuff, but I need to find a weekend to watch it because obviously it's about 5 hours long, isn't it, or something like that?
Yes. Yeah, good old Oppenheimer did literally win everything, didn't it?
Yeah, I think bar 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Barbie won something and one other film that won something else. I can't remember, but it won everything. And so today we're going to talk about your favourite topic, your mastermind topic. That is
my
Warhammer.
Mastermind topic.
Yeah. If you were sat down in front of on the black chair, would you talk about Warhammer?
Well, at work, in my actual day job, many years ago, we actually did mastermind for a Christmas staff meeting, and it was meant to be like the company directors doing it, but my boss / director didn't want to do it, so volunteered me. So my special subject was in fact David Tennant's era of Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. So they had
I crushed it.
They had to go and get the questions for you. So they
had to research. They had to research some questions.
Oh, that'd be piss easy because these have been people who don't know anything about the subject, just going online and going David Tennant Doctor Who. It'd be really easy.
Yep, it was good.
Well, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that as an episode. Write some ridiculously difficult Doctor Who questions.
Well, admittedly, some of their questions were slightly harder than I was actually expecting. How many episodes of Doctor Who has David Tennant been in?
Oh.
We literally, I was suddenly went,
well,
lots. 43? This is obviously before the 50th and before the 14th Doctor nonsense.
12, 24, 28, 29, if that was the 50th, 28 up to when he regenerated. 20, no. Does it full episodes or mini episodes as well?
Full episodes.
28 must be. 2 series of 12s plus the 4 specials.
It was in 3 series for a start.
Was he? 2,
yes.
3. What am I missing? Oh, the Donna. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm missing
I know
12.
we've erased 14 from our memory, so we've erased
40
Donna as well,
episodes.
apparently.
40 episodes. There you go.
Yeah, I think it was something like 43, because I think there are actually 13 episode seasons, not 12.
Oh, 13. Yeah, of course. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've gone already.
And then there's Christmas special. There's Christmas specials.
Oh,
as well,
balls. Yeah, 3 Christmas
exactly.
specials. Bastard Christmas.
So, as you can imagine, me
That's not bad,
sat
actually.
there. Yeah, me sat on a chair to go, how many episodes of Doctor Who? Tell me, no one. Lots. Move on.
Yeah, Christmas specials. Oh, sorry. Yes. Anyway, we've gone off.
Apparently, when people have the internet, they can actually come up with some horrific questions. But anyway, my actual mastermind subject is going to be Games Workshop and the world of Warhammer.
Warhammer, because I know zero, next to nothing. Tiny little figures. I know a little bit about it. So we don't want to go into like the 7th degree of nerdom. Give us an intro to Warhammer, and I'll ask you some questions.
Well, I've been doing this since 1990, so 10 years.
No, it's probably about 9, actually.
Yeah, about right, yeah. 1990, 10 years ago. So, well, what do you want to know, really?
What is it about? Because what's the storyline behind it?
Oh Christ.
Make it brief. I appreciate
the storyline behind it.
What's the concept? There we go.
Okay, so it is I want to say tactical tabletop war game, but it isn't. It's multiple ones. So Games Workshop company behind it own various IPs based on the concept of Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000. So you've got Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which is effectively knights and armor and wizards. So it's high fantasy. And then you've got Warhammer 40,000, which is set in the far future of the 41st millennium.
That's the one that I know, yeah.
Yes. And the idea being it's us, but 38,000 years in the future. And it's what happens to humanity and the fact that everything hates them and wants to kill them. So you've got various races, or species, or factions. Factions, that's what I'm looking for. So you've got the Imperium of Man, which is the Imperial Guard, which are bog standard humans. You've got Space Marines.
Oh, they're the ones you see at conventions. They're the big.
Yes. Yeah, they're meant to be 8 foot tall, genetically enhanced superhumans, effectively. These guys can spit acid and regenerate wounds and literally eat your brain and get your memories. So basically, it's cool. proper sci-fi nonsense. The weapon they use is called a bolt gun, and the idea is it fires these like mini rocket projectiles, and they're like kind of like this, and you just go, yeah, if that hits you, you're just dead. It's just going to be a mess. You've got, what are the main races? Do the Imperial ones first. You've got the Assisted of Battle, which are warrior nuns, which are the best. They're my favourite. Yeah. You've got the Adaptus Mechanicus, which are all basically, imagine your car mechanic if they got too intimate with a car. So they worship machines, effectively. So they will cybernetically enhance themselves. So basically, flesh is weak, and they try to make themselves as compatible as possible with machinery. Any more Imperial races? Not that I can think of. I'm sure there are, which I've probably forgotten. You've then got various alien races. You've got the Eldar, or as they're now called Eldari, which are space elves, effectively. So think of Lord of the Rings elves in space. You've got orcs, because of course you have.
Space orcs.
They just exist. Yeah, space orcs. They are literally called space orcs. And these guys are the comic relief of 40k. They are made from fungus, so they literally reproduce via spores. So if you get an orc, it sheds spores, and the spores end up, if they get dark and covered over, they then patch like fungus. So once you have one, you can never get rid of them. And the joke is that they're all slightly psychic, so they have this little psychic field. So if they imagine something, if they believe something works, it does. So their weaponry, if you gave it to you or I, it wouldn't function. But if you give it to them, they believe it's a gun, they believe it works, so it functions. And you just go, wait, what? What is this madness? So lots of their technology, you go, this shouldn't work, but it kind of does. What else you've got? You've got the Tau Empire, which are space communists. Everything is for the greater good, and they are bringing other species to their empire and try and do everything for the greater good. You've got the Necrons, which are think Terminator. Basically, the idea is these guys gave up their flesh bodies and convert themselves into machines, which is a bit mental. Ancient Egypt's in space.
Cool.
You've then got the Tyranids, which are xenomorphs. They just are. The main one you will come across a thing called a gene sealer. So if effectively think of a classic alien's alien, but rather than using its tongue to punch a hole in your head, it will kiss you instead. It will impregnate you via its tongue.
Ew.
And drops a little spore in your throat, and the next thing you know, you're infected, and you end up breeding with other humans and creating this monstrosity. It's good fun. There's a whole host of various races. And the idea behind it is it's effectively a few hobbies in one. So you've got building of models, painting of models, and playing the game. And actually, for all its ills, it's a really good social experience because you get to hang out with your mates, talk nonsense, and roll some dice at the same time.
Cool. So is the mechanics a bit like D&D then in terms of... D&D is kind of imaginary though. No, I suppose it's not because you do it on the board, don't you?
Yeah, so 40 years ago, it was heavily roleplay based. Nowadays, it is quite a slick war game. So you will have every figure has a points value, and you will play a game to a certain number of points. You can use whatever figures you want to up to that points limit. And every figure has its own stat line, which will tell you what it can do in the game. And then you're trying to complete the mission to score points, and the objective is to score more points your opponent does.
So you can kind of bring whatever you like to the table then, as long as it matches up to that points level. Yeah,
so as long as it's from a faction, so you can bring two, you can bring of Space Marines or of Tyranids or of Sisters of Battle or of Orcs, and then you play against your opponent who does the same.
Oh, cool.
So they're currently on their 10th edition of Warhammer 40,000. So back in my day, when it was the best edition, so in 1993, they used to do like a new edition every 5 years. And I still haven't been given them for making third edition yet. So that came out in 1998. Yeah, back when I was a kid. I know, right? But now it's quickened up, so they're now sort of doing a new edition every 2 or 3 years. And it's just basically a tidy up of rules and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Go for it.
There is a Warhammer badge for Scouts and Cubs and Beavers.
Is it?
Fun fact. Oh. I have one.
Aha. When did that come
because not that long ago, I don't think, because I think basically G-Dubs basically sponsored it. You can get an Airfix badge now as well.
There you go.
But I joked and said when I was a Cub, I had every badge that there was possible to have. All of them. I was one of those Cubs.
I nearly did, but didn't. I had a load, but didn't finish the set.
And to be told there was a Warhammer badge and knowing I didn't have one mortally wounded me. I went, nope, this cannot be. So when we had the Cubs and Scouts recently, I said, yep, I will do whatever you want me to. However, I have one condition. I want a badge. That's all I want in life. I've earned this badge.
For 80 pence, you can buy one.
Yeah, I earned it. That's the key. I had to earn that badge.
Back in the day, you couldn't buy them. Oh, we didn't have internet when I was in the
We didn't have internet back in our era.
You got given the badges, but now you can just go ahead and buy them. So I could go buy all the ones I'm missing. I'm digressing now. Forget Warhammer. I'm looking at what all these Cubs and Scouts badges are.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, there's loads. They've all changed. Ooh, Magic the Gathering badge. There you go.
What?
Yeah.
There's a magic. Why was I not informed there's a Magic the Gathering badge?
Yep, there's one here. 80 pence. You could go buy that yourself.
But I want to earn it. I've earned these badges.
There's also a Royal Marines badge. Jeez, what are they doing to the Cubs and Scouts these days? Yeah. Here's your AK-47. Just go and run at that trench and you'll get your badge.
I'm not sure Royal Marines use AK-47s, mate.
Oh, no,
or run trenches, more, to be fair.
It's more militant, isn't it? Here's
more
your
militant.
Here's your terrorism badge.
Jesus.
Yes, so back to Warhammer after slight digression into child soldier in the UK.
Into child soldiering in the UK. God. So we got onto that digression by the fact you can now actually get scout badges for Warhammer and Magic and FX and all that exciting
It's really
things.
cool that it's kind of encourages that for kids, because I think obviously nowadays Warhammer, yes, D&D, all that kind of stuff is really popular with kids. But back when we were kids, it was very niche, wasn't it? No offense, but you were a nerd if you did that.
Yes.
But now, as we've talked about in many podcasts, being a nerd and being a geek is mainstream, so it's not as And obviously, there's a massive industry behind it now, whereas back in the 80s and 90s there wasn't, because it was in its infancy. But now you're looking at
exactly.
Obviously, we're going to get onto Henry Cavill at some point, but obviously people like that who promote it, there's so much money behind it all.
Well, for context, during COVID, Games Workshop made more profit than Google did.
Wow.
It was a running joke. I think they released a statement which effectively said, "We have too much money. We do not know what to do with it. We have paid back every penny of government support we've been given. We've given all of our staff a massive bonus." Cool, I guess.
Well, it makes sense. It's logical.
Yeah.
Because people were just sat at home painting figures, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't go out, everyone went, my pile of shame. I've got this, boys. I've been planning for this for 50 years, kind of thing.
I'm just going to crack on and get it done. Yeah, so it's interesting. I suppose as well, that's always what put me off Warhammer, was the painting and stuff. I just don't have the patience for it. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, this looks really cool. Because I remember, I have a vivid memory of going to Meadowhall in Sheffield, and they had a Games Workshop there. And I was like, I want to go in there. When I realised you had to paint everything, I was like, I don't want to buy this in there. Just walked off.
Well, so as a proper youngster, again, this is the late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. Our family used to go down to Dorset every year to stay in a caravan and to explore around there. And I remember finding a proper old school hobby shop.
There's trains and everything you used to get in there.
Well, it wasn't a Games Workshop, it was a proper old school hobby shop. So you had the old proper metal D&D figures and loads of random things.
Right, got you.
I used to walk in and went, "This is so cool. I need all this in my life." And they would have the display boards, and I went, this is my jam. And I went, yes, I am hooked. And the joke was, do you remember the game Hero Quest? Ever played Hero Quest?
Yeah, never played it. Always wanted it. Wife played it and said it was awesome. Yeah.
If for those who are listening who have never played Hero Quest, go to YouTube and Google, "Why is Hero Quest the greatest game ever?" And there are some videos that are genius.
They re-released it, didn't they? Quite recently.
Yes, they did. Yeah, Hasbro. Hasbro re-released it.
Yeah, with the add-ons and all sorts. But I remember it coming out and thinking, I want that.
Yeah, so that's what got me into this whole world, because the original was done by MB in conjunction with Games Workshop. So Games Workshop figures. And
I thought it was all D&D.
Box, no. So it was Milton Bradley Games, or MB Games, and in conjunction with G-Dubs. And inside the box, there was a little pamphlet that said, "If you'd like to paint your miniatures, dial this number." So we rang the number, and that was a mistake because 34 years later, I am poor, and GW have had all my money.
I always thought it was D&D related because obviously there's like the barbarians, the orcs, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize Games Workshop, but it kind of makes sense because at the time Games Workshop
back in that era. This is before Games Workshop released the first edition of Warhammer in 1982, 4. That era, but what it was quite heavily role-play based. Yeah. But their initial thing was to have their own IP, but also to support other fantasy ranges like D&D. So they would borrow a lot of ideas. So again, back in this era, everyone borrowed from everyone else. So the idea was you had a generic barbarian, a generic wizard, a generic elf. Yeah,
because they're not copyrighted, are they? So you can do anything.
Yeah, but some of the creatures in Hero Quest were. Like there was a creature type called the Fimir. Basically, it's one-eyed cyclopean lizard thing with a huge tail and a big axe, and looked really cool. And that is a Games Workshop copyright. So when they re-released it, it's now like called an abomination, like the big fish man, because obviously they didn't own the rights to some of the creature names, which was quite fun. But no, that's what got me into this hobby.
There you go.
34 years ago. I was 8.
Wow, there you go. Yeah, it's cool. That it's quite like you kind of like. It's not often hobbies you have when your kids don't stick, do they? Or you grow out of stuff, or you get into other things. But yeah, it's quite cool that something like that. Which is
we've always joked and said there are 2 types of hobbyists. You start young. You then leave it in your teenage years or late teenage years when you discover girls and drink, and then you come back to it in your older years, or you just stick to it. And I was one of the ones that just stuck to it because again, like I would be in the Games Workshop every weekend. I basically got to 18, and the manager at the time said, "We might as well pay you because you're here all the time anyway."
Cool.
That was a good job interview. That was, you're here every weekend. We might as well pay you for it. I went,
well, that's it. Right. It's kind of your dream job, isn't it? It's kind of like, I want to do that.
Yes, So I did do that for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that was good fun. But so talking of Games Workshop and where it's gone, obviously you've now got Henry Cavill, who is heavily involved with. Not only just promoting I hate the word nerd culture, but that element.
It's that he does PC building, doesn't he, as well? It's not just that, he promotes that whole he just promotes it. It's great.
And obviously he turned up to Games Workshop's head office, didn't tell them he was coming, just rocked up and went, "Hello." And basically Games Workshop went, "Oh God, there's a Cavill here. Hi, have a tour."
I think that's quite nice in a way, because it's just like him being a normal human being and not like having his publicist ring up say Henry wants to come look round. He's just a normal dude that pick pictures up.
And what was hearing feedback from those that were there, he took photographs and selfies with every single member of staff in the building.
Oh, that's nice.
And every customer who was there, if they wanted a picture, they got a picture. It was not a question. It just happened. Cool. But obviously when they realised he was there, they whisked him off to some of the behind-the-scenes stuff and showed him some of the cool stuff as well, which us mere mortals don't get to see. But obviously now, thanks to that and him being a keen hobbyist himself, we're getting the Amazon Warhammer TV series.
And arguably him getting the boot or walking from The Witcher, we should go into that as well, kind of paved the way for that, didn't it? And also
Superman as well.
The Rock screwing him over and Superman. So so in some ways it all kind of worked out for the best. Just going back, so obviously the Games Workshop thing's in HQ's in Nottingham, isn't it?
Yes.
Can anyone just turn up and go, or is there like you have to book, or how does that work?
So Warhammer World itself is Lenton Industrial Estate. So they have a shop area, and Warhammer World itself is a huge open plan gaming area. So they've got loads of tables so they can do massive gaming events. What they've also got is a place called Bugman's Bar. So if you just want to go hang out, drink a cup of coffee and chat with mates, you can.
Oh, awesome.
And they've also got a museum, which you can, I think that's a pay to enter, but you can literally, they've got examples of models from when they started up until now.
Cool.
And you've got these huge dioramas that have taken like months and months to build, with hundreds and thousands of figures on, and they are absolutely mental. And actually,
awesome.
it's just an interesting way just to walk around the museum. To be fair, I've done it a couple of times now, and you just go, yeah, this is good. But yeah, it's you can just rock up and go and play a head office. It's good fun.
To see what it says about the TV series.
Lots of it is mainly rumour at the moment. Obviously, I think Cavill is cited as an executive producer, I believe.
Yeah, so he's worked with the. Yeah, they got the IP for Amazon. What worries me though is Amazon dropped the ball with. I suppose they did all right with Reacher. So okay, I'll rephrase that. They dropped the ball with Lord of the Rings, but with Henry Cavill on board, who is an avid fan.
And I think it also depends on, like, the Tolkien estate isn't overly fussed with what you do with Lord of the Rings because it's done. It's not.
Yeah.
And it's not an evolving entity, whereas Games Workshop they are militant
and also
about their IP.
Yeah, because like Lord of the Rings, it's not. There's no new content, whereas a lot of their reputation will be banked on that being good, if that makes sense, and bringing in new customers.
Interestingly, there were some fun rumours about why it all went a bit quiet on the TV front, because Games Workshop, bless them, they are. So think of it as two companies in one. You've got a group of hobbyists who are there because they really like the hobby, and a group of shareholders who are there because they really like the money.
Yeah.
And the two coexist. So sometimes they both pull in the same direction, and other times the wrong person gets involved in the wrong thing. So there were rumours that the TV series had all got a bit quiet because some of the contract stuff hadn't been done, I don't know, via a lawyer. And they'd just gone, and some of the IP had been a bit weird. And they'd accidentally given the rights to like a Space Marine to Amazon for about 5 minutes, and you go, better fix that.
Oh,
yes, I bought. So yeah, but I think that's all been that's called come out in the wash now. It's all sorted. But I think the main rumor, there's a story or a series of novels based on a character called Eisenhorn, who's like I think called Inquisitor, who Witchfinder effectively. So they will go and they will find like heretics and demons and mutants and dispose of them.
Yeah.
And actually, there are lots of books written by, I'm going to get this wrong, it's either Dan Abnett or Bill King. There's lots of books based on this character that they can then draw from, but it keeps it quite a small world rather than going, this is Warhammer, enjoy.
Yeah, because I think that's it. If you've got such a massive world, how do you? It's like might be the wrong analogy, but it's like the D&D movie, the latest one. How do you create something in a world that's so massive that new people like me can get into without getting completely lost?
Yeah. Well, if you use Tolkien as an example, so in The Hobbit and The Fellowship, you stick with a small group of characters in a much larger world.
Yeah.
And that world then expands as required. And Eisenhorn, you can do the same thing with. You focus on a core group of characters, but then you can add in the whole wider universe without getting bogged down in the fact that this is a massive universe.
Yeah, fair
because if you think, because like the Imperium of Man is a joke of like it's millions of planets, and you go, well, if every planet has its own culture and style and etc., how do you even bring that into a cohesive story? You have to go, actually, let's tell stories in this universe. So something like focusing on a character and a character that the fans will know but is also robust enough to introduce it to newbies is probably your best plan, because otherwise it's just going to be a disaster, because it actually, if you go, before you watch the TV series, you need to do 40 hours of reading before you can watch it. Nah, mate.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing.
Bit like the Witcher idea. If you know the idea behind the Witcher, you go, oh yeah, that's really good. But if you're new to it, you can go, oh, it's a bloke with swords. I can understand what's happening and then learn as I go.
I never played the games, read the books, but was able to get into before it went weird. Get into the story. So yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. And I think, in all honesty, that's what they will do. They will focus on a select group of characters in a confined environment and then expand that into the wider world.
Well, yeah.
Because otherwise it will just go mad.
If it's successful, you can just kind of, spread it out as you move along.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. Well, there we are. I think there's quite a lot of interesting stuff there. I didn't know half that stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the running joke is I forget a lot of times how much I know about this, because you go, well, I've been doing it for 34 years. Well, like the classic example, like someone will come in and go, oh, I want to paint this. How do I do it? And you just go, oh, well, all you do is blah, 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 blah. And you give them like a half-hour lecture on how you do it. And they go, sorry, it's just what? And you go, oh, yeah, of course. For me, it's second nature, because you've got 30 plus years of experience when you say it. Whereas to a newbie, they're going, sorry, start that again? Again, like we had a chap come in, he goes, oh, I've got a model, but it won't stick to its base. It just keeps breaking off. I went, well, are you using the right glue? Have you painted it first? Because you won't get proper cohesion. And I said, worst case to worst, we'll just pin the damn thing. And even like that sort of terminology, going, oh yeah, you just take a safety pin, you drill a hole in it and stick it in and literally safety pin it together.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's just you sometimes forget how much you know without thinking about how much you know. I think that's a nice thing at any hobby, though. If you've been exposed to something for so long, you go, this is second nature, because you've just learned it via osmosis, effectively.
Yeah,
because your IT base is your main thing, isn't it? Like if you talk to me about IT, I'll just look at you blankly and go, I don't understand. Whereas I would do the reverse and go, this is Warhammer. I can talk to you forever and make you glaze over.
And it's good. I think people have got the passion for it, and I think it doesn't matter what you. I always say it doesn't matter what you like, as long as you got a passion for it, that's fine. You get that, and the fact you get to work with it in the context of a job is pretty awesome as well.
Yeah, it's good fun. It is good fun.
Brilliant.
So, I have no idea how long we've been talking for.
Yes, for those of you listening, we had some technical problems in the middle, but we will iron them out, so you'll never know the difference. I think we've talked for enough time on that. I'm sure you could talk for another 2 hours minimum.
I mean, if you'd let me, I would, yes. So we've got, WrestleMania in a couple of weeks.
Yes, that'll probably be the next podcast, I would think, because that'll roll nicely into the Doctor Who mid-May. I think that will work quite well. We might squeeze something else in between.
Yeah, admittedly, I know I can place a bet that I will have feedback on this episode from one of our listeners, and he will say, Matt, you have not shouted enough clouds today, so therefore I'm going to apologise for not shouting at clouds today. But next time, with WrestleMania and the new series Doctor Who, I'm sure we can find some clouds to shout at.
There'll be plenty of clouds on the horizon for the new series of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think the best bit. The best bit of feedback I had was, I don't like it when you're enjoying things. I went, thanks, I think.
You're being too positive. But we got told off for being too negative. I don't like it when you enjoy
stuff. Yeah.
Lord.
Who knows?
Yes, there'll be something that just you kind of go, no, stop doing that.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see.
So yes, fun. Well.
Right. On that note, we will thanks for the introduction to Warhammer.
I'm sure at some point we will revisit this.
Yeah.
What we'll have to. Yeah. Well, exactly. Literally, all joking aside, have you down for the weekend and go, Tim,
painting figures.
Yeah.
Actually,
How old's your little one?
8.
Oh, perfect age.
Indoctrinated. To be fair, he quite liked that, actually.
Did you like money? Yeah. Yeah,
he kind of likes D&D. He likes gaming. So actually,
Yeah.
he probably would he likes playing with action figures. So actually, yeah, it's prime real estate.
Excellent.
Now you're getting creepy.
I say that's my go-to. I have to make it weird. on that note, people are getting
right,
cancelled.
we're stopping now. Until next time,
Yes,
for another
goodbye.
wrestling-related podcast. He's going to say goodbye now.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh yeah.